again at noon. At the John Glenn Columbus International Airport, it was 74 degrees under fair skies.
Hey folks, this is Gray here, and today we're going into the part 3 of the Obuy Olight sale. And these are the O-Lantern Music. You can have one, you can have two, you can have dozens of these things. And there's a quite interesting twist to this in regards to playing music, listening to certain types of things like NOAA, which is your weather stations during a natural disaster or a storm. How you can run these in conjunction. We'll go over that and look a little bit at the specifications and whatnot. But I'm really impressed with this whole line of lanterns, to say the least. But anyways, let's not talk too much about it. Let's get straight into the lanterns. Some of you folks, when I did a review on the last lanterns, or a few lanterns ago, the Classic, I think it was the Classic Pro, a lot of you guys really liked that because it had that nostalgic look to it. And having something battery powered, you don't have to worry about the lantern falling over and creating a fire. You don't have to worry about things of the nature of harmful chemicals into the air. You can fall asleep with this. Even at this level, on the lowest level with that warm glow, just to bring some of that ambiance, either in your tent, your home, or whatever the situation you happen to be using something like this in, it can last for quite some time. I think in this low setting, I think it lasts for, I had to get the specifics on it, but more throughout the night. And then the benefit of also having a built-in battery, to the fact that you can charge, let's say, a phone or a laptop or small electronics, or maybe you have walkie-talkies, something that you can connect to the USB ports on there, because they have a huge battery in them. One of the cool features that I thought was really neat is once you have them meshed together, if you have two of them, or if you have 5 of them, or 10 of them, or 100 of them, basically you can work in conjunction with each other, and just by controlling this, outside of just the music and weather forecast or other things that you have being Bluetooth to the device, you can control all the lighting. So let's say you're out camping, you're out overlanding, just hanging out with family, and let's say you're having a nighttime little thing outside with folks, and you have, like, let's say, so many of these lanterns out there, and you know you want to kind of relax for the night. You can kind of turn everything down, or if you're looking for someone's keys, how many times does that happen, right? Or whatever the case may be, you can just kind of turn this thing down to its lowest setting, and relax for the evening. So I think the technology that they're using for this is really cool. This kind of like mesh network, when you connect these things, is quite intriguing. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Could you see this in a camping environment? Because it does have that classic, that old school feel, especially when you have this light like this and that warm, inviting light. It gives you that feel of relaxation, that calmness, that family time. At least for me, that's what it exudes from myself in my thought process. But I'm very impressed the way with Olight, their whole lantern series that they've come out with is just quite impressive, to say the least. And the quality of it, you know what I mean? And even if it's getting a little bit of rain, they have that IPX rating on them. So it's not like something you're going to have to, freak out over or whatnot. To kind of go over it real quick with the specs and whatnot, I kind of wanted to get you guys an overview, or at least a look at the O-Lantern Music. Right here is where you would charge. That's your type A right there. And then you have your type C right there. Usually I charge it by type C because the cord that comes with the O-Lantern Music. And then this is to charge other devices. I'll show you that here in a second. And then when the device is not moving, especially in the dark if you're camping, this will light up by itself. So if you just like jar it, the lights will come on. It's quite interesting how it plays out in the aspect of, you just happen to be fumbling around your tent, and all of a sudden you tap the lantern. At least you can see where it's at. Now, real quick, I guess I can go over this real fast to make life easy. This is your mesh network button here. So this is how you would connect multiples of this lantern together. These are your volume controls. This is your Bluetooth to connect to whatever Bluetooth device you have. And then, of course, you have a play and stop button. And this is how to turn on the light here. And then you have the rotary knob as well to control other functions. Basically, if you want to turn the light on, and then you want to, of course, bring up the brightness, lower the brightness, which is really cool. And they have, like I said, their whole line of lanterns themselves have been very impressive. I've been very happy with the whole line of lanterns. As you can see in this kind of clip right here, they have from the, I forget which one that one was called, the Hailwa or something like that. But the O-Lantern Classic Pro, the Mini O-Lantern, they just have this really nice feel to them. Anyways, folks, so let's go ahead and turn this thing on. I want to drop it down all the way to the lowest setting because some folks are going to ask a couple of different questions, and I'm going to go over that now. So they have like that warm light, which is this here. Now, what I was saying in kind of the intro there is in this setting right here, in the low setting, which is, this is the lowest setting that you have, you can get 110 hours, folks. 110 hours in this lowest setting. To me, that is absolutely great for a lantern because this does give a nice warm light. Now, if you had to max it out all the way past this, all the way to the bright white light, max you're going to get on this, I think it's 300 lumens, and I think you get about 11 hours out of that. I usually prefer, unless I'm looking for something or I need this white light to kind of brighten up an area, be it camping, overlanding, emergencies, whatever I happen to be using it for. But most of the time, I usually try to keep it right around that warm light because I love the glow that it gives off. Just the ambience in itself. Some say ambiance, but you kind of get where I'm going with that. But like I said, worst case scenario, you had to put this in your tent or next to your nightstand during an emergency or out in the outdoors. 110 hours. So you figure there's 24 hours in a day, right? So 48 hours in 2 days. I think, what is it? 48, 58, 68, 96, 3 days. But so you're getting over 3.5 days of light if you had no way to charge this. Now you can use a solar charger to this. I've played around with the other one before and rigged this little kind of thing that I have and charge this via solar or portable power station or whatever that you have. But these can come in super handy for emergencies. But let's kind of focus in on the camping aspect because of that music part was really nice. And you can control, let's say you have 3 or 4 tents or whatnot, and you're controlling the music in all of them so that everybody's kind of listening and kind of hanging out and just enjoying the tunes. But again, then in an emergency with the NOAA, weather reports or whatever emergency broadcast you're listening to, because you have no power, you can be using that from either your phone or any other Bluetooth capable device that's able to push out the sound to this unit here. You can still listen to that as well. Now, I don't have the exact specifications if you're having listening to sound and having this light on. It's something that you folks out there should play around with before an emergency presents itself. It has an 11,200 milliamp rechargeable battery in this bad boy. It does have a connection for some folks that want to use it on some sort of tripod or mount. It has that thread pattern there. And like I said, the controls are very easy to see, very easy to use. When I did the O-Lantern Classic, man, I was so happy with that lantern that every time Olight comes out with a new iteration of this, I think it's great. And like I said, now that you can connect multiple of these, so just think about it. If some of you folks out there camping that you can use so many different lanterns or so many different devices, now you have a lantern and a music device or, all in one. So less things to take around. So in here, this back part here where I was showing you here, let me flip that back up. And this is I don't know if you can see that, this is a very thick rubber piece so that, like I said, if it was raining or getting wet, this is going to protect these insides here. But so the output of this, if you're curious about the charging aspect of it to charge like a device, is pushing out about 18 watts. And again, it's Type-C charging. Very simple, to use, very easy. There's a lot of demos online to kind of specifically talk about that. But so let's say you wanted to charge a device, right? I'll use this for instance, because comms are very important in emergencies. And a lot of folks in the emergency preparedness field have either a Baofeng or maybe even something like, a Retevis. There's so many different radios. There's a lot of different, people have preference in radios. That's a long debate, of course. But the most common one is the UV5R. I have the small battery on this, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. As you can see, there is no light on that base there. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. And like I said, this is a very tight fit. So let me go ahead and plug that in there. As you can see, the light went red there. And basically that means it's charging my device. So it's charging the battery as I'm, kind of relaxing by the campfire or, in an emergency, it's being able to charge a device. Or if you wanted to charge your phone or whatever that you wanted to use, this is an option that you can have in regards to just having a lantern, some emergency broadcast or music, as well as charging another device, something as important as comms or some other communication device that you may have. Now, the hard part to tell is how some of this stuff feels. I mean, this is a metal construction on here. I think it's some sort of aluminum or anodized aluminum that has like a coating on there for protection. You got your handle, which has a rubber coating on there. And like I said, it just feels good in the hand. You can kind of see the size of it with the way I'm holding it. And all in all, like I said, to me, this is a great product. So a lot of folks are going to ask, of course, what is the price of this gray? Well, right now, if you're trying to buy a pair of these, kind of like, let me grab the other one and I can show you. If you want to buy a pair of these, I still have them connected. If you buy a pair of these right now, that I think before taxes, I think it's like $168 or $169. They have them for about 38% off. So you're saving about $90 on a pair. That might be too expensive for some of you folks, or that might be just in the right price range or something. Again, like I had said, it might be something on a wish list or whatnot. But for a pair of these, it's going to run you about $170. Let's just say that. That might be great for some folks. It might not be great for others. But that being said, if you do have one, one for the kids and one for yourself, especially if you're camping and you want to control what everybody's listening to, of course, you can mesh these together and do that. Now, you could also use them individually. You don't have to mesh the two units together. You can use this and the kids can be listening to, let's say they have their phone out and they're watching some sort of cartoons, but the sound out of the phone is not that great, so they want to use a Bluetooth speaker and have some warm light so that the kids can be nice and comfortable in their camping area and watching what they want to watch, because anything that you Bluetooth from your phone or any other device is going to come through the speaker. And then, of course, you folks, the adults, can be listening to some relaxing music or watching a movie yourself and Bluetooth it through this as well. So you have a lot of different options with that. And as always, I'm always looking, for feedback from you guys. Sometimes I know folks hate reviews, but I don't know why. Reviews are always so informative for me. I watch tons and tons of reviews on YouTube. I spend probably the majority of the YouTube stuff that I do is watching reviews on products that I'm interested in, because it kind of gives me at least a general overview of what folks think. I have never had any problems with any of these lanterns, no issues whatsoever, and they're still going. I don't know, I just really enjoy them. Anyways, folks, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, look forward to reading your comments. I'm really curious I know some of you folks bought lanterns last time I did a review. How is your feedback on them now that you've had them for this so long? If you got any value out of the video, of course, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I really just love hearing from you, my viewers. It just makes things that much better, because then I know I'm engaging with you, as well as some of you guys like to engage with each other on the channel, which is always good to read as well. Other than that, folks, remember, you are not alone. This is Gray Man. I'm out. I'll see you guys in a rebound. God bless, and thank you so much for watching.